Good morning. I'll pretend I'm a news presenter and I'll give the date and location at the beginning. It is Tuesday, the 10th of December 2024, and I'm in Alnwick, Northumbria, England. Where are all the Christians? It's a simple question. I've lived here now for 3.5 years. On the wall there's by the clock. It says welcome. Been on my front door for much of that time. It was from a neighbour. They had it and they were going to just junk it, and I kept it. And anyway, I thought, welcome, it's nice. I have a room upstairs, bedroom, the main bedroom, which I call my prayer room. Not one single person has ever come in and prayed with me. I potter about, dressed like an old monk, generally, and a sort of monk's habit, tunic or something. Well, it's a small town. In days of yore, not that long ago, everyone knew everyone. So I'm sort of known. I go to the post office, I go to the main square, I go to the Morrison's supermarket in the centre of town. I potter about. People must have seen this fellow. Why has no one ever come to my front door and knocked and said, "Oi, who are you? What are you up to, mate?" I'm not a monk. I'm not qualified. I don't have bits of paper to prove I am a Christian, but I am a Christian. Well, if I saw a person like that, I would go and speak to them. I mean, just purely by happenstance this morning, there I go to Morrison's. It's sort of a neutral kind of place where you can sort of meet people, and have a bit of a chat over stuff in the aisles without being offensive or anything. She turned out to be a German lawyer, very well spoken English, who'd recently kind of converted to Romanian Orthodox, she said, but she said she's going to a local Greek Orthodox church. She liked my beard. Okay. Well, fine. It's a problem. I'm 68 years old and I am totally alone in my faith. St. Francis drew people to him from everywhere when he was young, in his 20s. I find this a real problem. What's the point? So I brought up this question that's made a film about it recently. Abraham justified by faith. I think it's Romans chapter 4. You are justified just because you love God through Christ, right? You're justified because of your love, right? That's one side of the question. On the other hand, as this lady pointed out, this German lady, the lawyer in Morrison's, you've got to do something with your faith. It's no good just having faith sort of sitting there. Well, what we're listening to here, in fact, is sort of just that. These Carthusian monks, founded by St. Bruno in 1084, I've looked it up recently, so that's correct. Il vit à la Grande Chartreuse en France, alors. C'est fondé en 1084. So founded in 1884, and they live in the middle south of France, and they're an entirely enclosed order of monks who just pray, and they pray this midnight vigils, more like 2 hours plus. This YouTube runs for about 50 minutes. And it's sung, Gregorian chant, in Latin. The sound has gone out in all the lands. I can sing too. That's Handel's Messiah. I've sung it sort of in amateur choirs, quite a few times, more than half a dozen. In London, I used to live in London. I now live in North East England, England. It's not Scotland and it's not England. A very independent lot up here. So, I don't understand. I mean, if I were living in a sort of Christian place, I mean, there'd be people knocking on my door all the time, wouldn't there? Sort of saying hello and who are you and this and that, wouldn't they? Yes, well, such is life in England, in a Western country. Where is love? Where is I mean, whether I say it all the time or not, but it's just so obvious. I mean, if you have love in your heart, Christ's words are, if they strike you on one cheek, give unto them the other cheek. Every single hair on the head of your fellow man, and I add woman and child, so every human being around you is precious and special. Therefore, you can't kill them. But who manufactures and sells the most weapons in the world? Well, probably America. Almost certainly America, actually. And they use them. Israel is bombing the hell out of Syria now. Syria's just fallen. I don't like getting into politics with a big P. But obviously this is big news at the moment. Syria and Assad and all that. And Israel's bombing them to try and destroy the weapons that may be used later on. This blasted man Netanyahu. Well, I mean, the world is sick. The world is sick. I'm not. I really am a Christian. It's my love that matters. So, where are all the Christians? Well, sometimes I actually see people's faces look sort of yellowish. Mine's all, well, I don't know. I had wonderful parents. For what it's worth, I was breastfed, so I had a wonderful start in life. My mother was a maternity sister, an older woman. I only came along when my mother was, I think, 43 or 44 years old. So she'd been looking after babies. I have an older brother, so she practiced on him. So I got a wonderful maternal upbringing from my mother, I mean, physically. She got stuff right about just how to nurture a baby in the womb, and then etc. Breastfed and all of that. So here's my faith, rock solid faith. What can I do with my faith? I can't make people come here. Behind that chair is it's a Northumbria magazine or something, but it says Fields of Dreams. And this field is filled with something called red campion. It comes out. If you leave it sort of wild, it's a bit like a poppy. It's not quite the same, but it's one the attractive red flower. Anyway, it says Fields of Dreams on the front cover. So, where are all these Christians? That's what I want to know. I know there are Christians in the world, in suffering, in trouble, in all sorts of circumstances. I happen to be here. I felt I was led here, so I'm here for the time being. And then what am I doing? Well, I make these films. Well, they come to nothing as well. Where are all the Christians? That's what I want to know.